Tonight, Arizona State ended a skid, losing 4 of its past 5 games, beating the number 4 team in the nation tonight in Oregon State 4-1 behind a brilliant pitching performance from junior pitcher Alec Marsh. And Alec Marsh has been very good all year, but tonight, complete game, just allowed 1 run, 3 hits, struck out 9 Oregon State batters, including Adley Rutschman, who was 0 for 3 on the night. What was he doing so well on the mound?
You know, with Alec Marsh, it comes down to one big thing, which is when he can command his fastball, get pitches over the zone, and get ahead in counts, it opens up everything else he can do, because he's got so many good secondary pitches now, from a slider that he relies on a lot, a really good changeup, a curveball that's developed a lot over the course of the season. Last week at USC, he wasn't doing that a lot. He was getting behind. He walked a few more batters than he usually does. Tonight he came back, was super efficient, faced the minimum batters in 7 of 9 innings. Like you mentioned, all the strikeouts, and really avoided a lot of hard contact too. He gave up the 1 solo home run, but outside of that was keeping Oregon State's lineup off balance, using all his different pitches. And this is something that we've seen from Alec Marsh, a development process over the last year. Since he added a slider in the middle of last season, he's become a much more complete pitcher with 5 pitches, a guy who really can take on the role of a Friday night starter. And you saw that tonight, able to do so many different things on the mound to be successful.
And he came into this game coming off of his worst outing of the year against USC, in which he got his first loss of the season. Tonight he said he really wanted to get that complete game. He hadn't had one in college. Went 8 1/3 last year against USC, but wasn't able to have a complete game until tonight. And then on the other side of the diamond, ASU was able to really make things tough on Brandon Eisert, the starting pitcher for Oregon State, who came into this game with a 7-0 record and just a .75 ERA. They tagged him up for 11 hits tonight, just 3 runs, but it seemed like they were able to do a very good job hitting him early and putting pressure on him tonight.
Yeah, this was really impressive from ASU's offense, because Eisert is probably going to be a top 10 round pick. He's got a deceptive fastball. He also has good off-speed stuff, including a really tough curveball, and yet ASU's hitters were able to get a lot of solid contact. There wasn't big contact. They weren't driving it to the wall. There weren't a bunch of extra base hits, but they were getting a lot of hits. Like you mentioned, the 11 hits on the night, you probably weren't expecting that coming in. Yeah, they left some guys on base, but the fact that they were able to keep him under pressure for so long, get him out of the game less than 6 innings in, that's going to pay dividends over the course of the series. And it's also just a nice confidence boost for ASU's offense and that lineup as a whole after, like you mentioned, the last week was a bit of a rough week. They didn't have a ton of success at USC. They had the meltdown at UNLV. It was good for them to come back tonight, have that kind of offensive performance, have this kind of win.
So after the game at UNLV, very important for Alec Marsh to give Arizona State a lot of innings, all 9 tonight. I don't even think that was expected from Tracy Smith and company, but tomorrow's going to be Boyd Vanderkoy, and then Sunday, Tracy Smith has not identified who the starter is going to be, but I think it's very important tonight for Alec Marsh to eat some innings and at least make it easier on the guys, especially after the UNLV implosion and after it seems like they're going to need some work to get through the next 2 games.
Yeah, because like you said, he was not committal on a Sunday starter yet. I think a lot of that's going to depend on how tomorrow's game goes, who they need to use in that game tomorrow coming out of the bullpen, and then they'll kind of go from there. So the fact that you're able to save Sam Romero after he had that rough outing on Tuesday. You're able to save Brady Corrigan. You're able to save Eric Tolman after he pitched 3 innings on Tuesday. You're able to save Chaz Montoya. That's going to be big, because you're probably going to need some of those guys in the game tomorrow night, and you're going to need probably one of those guys to start on Sunday. So the fact that Alec Marsh was able to go to the distance tonight, able to really rest the bullpen in what's been a really busy stretch of the schedule, like you said, really important in this series, which is the toughest one ASU's played this year.
And sophomore starting pitcher RJ Davich has been nursing a shoulder injury on his throwing arm. Today we had an update from Tracy Smith. Tracy Smith said that he has no timetable yet for Davich's return and that they're going to be very cautious with him. What does that sort of indicate with you going forward about how they're going to use the staff?
I think first with him, I think the good news for ASU fans is that it doesn't look like it's going to be season-ending. He came back on Wednesday, when the team got back, got checked out by the doctors. If there was anything more major, they didn't find anything. So that was the good news for ASU. But this is going to be tricky because, like we've mentioned, they have a short bullpen and they don't have a ton of guys that they really rely on yet. Without RJ Davich, there's only going to be about 7 guys between Marsh and Vanderkoy and the guys in the bullpen. That's going to be tough to deal with if he's out for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks or whatever it may be. They're going to have to be really good and have to manage the bullpen really well and maybe have to rely on guys they haven't been before. So the fact that you didn't have to use any of those innings tonight, like we said, is really important.
So tonight, fantastic pitching by Alec Marsh and some small ball from Arizona State gets a win on Friday night against the number 4 team in the nation, Oregon State. But right now, for Jack Harris, I'm Rob Werner, and for more ASU baseball content, keep it locked on SunDevilStores.com.